Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Well, it's a furtherment to the last video I put out, not the last live. And I will put a link up here and I'll leave it, the first video, on the end screen. Okay, there'll be a video on that for you to follow. And I'll also put it in a playlist. I think it's time to take this vision a bit further because things are lining up, okay? Things are really lining up for a potential rapture high watch, okay? I'm always very reluctant to put a rapture date on. You know that. I do not know the day or the hour, but I do know that I inquired of the Lord yesterday, should I continue to do this? And I'll read out of the journal if I can find it. I keep a journal on all my inquiries of the Lord. And this Rosh Hashanah came to me in the first place in another journal. I'm on a new one now. That I inquired of the Lord of an evening and waited till the mornings to get an answer. And I do that a lot. And I do usually get the answer. I don't know what it is. It's whether your sleeping brainwave connects. Curry Blake seemed to think it was. It seems to work if you want to try it. But I inquired him about Rosh Hashanah, and it's all on the last video. I inquired, was it Rosh Hashanah? I inquired, could you tell me, Lord, can you tell me the date of the rapture, okay? The date when you're going to take the bride. And on the way to and on the way back from running my son to school, last year, it was before last year's Rosh Hashanah. So I came and went then. But on the way back and on the way there, I started thinking Rosh Hashanah, which I've always called Trumpets. So I was not aware that it even connected at the time, but I realised on the way back when I was almost singing it that this is potentially the answer from the Lord to my question, when you're going to take it. And I wrote it down and I went and studied it that night. So it came as a vision that way. Now you all are aware that the enemy can speak to us as well as the Lord, and we've got to discern. My sheep know my voice. And that's why I make a journal, to see what comes to pass, because I'm not a prophet. I write it down, and if it happens, I take it off with gratification. That's what I do. But we're here primarily to look up, because I asked him that. But we're here in Mark 16:15, therefore go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're sent to do. Plus heal the sick, cast out demons and the rest of it. But I asked the Lord, the last video, as you'll see, the moon under her feet was not until the 11th, which I'll show you on screen. Now I was given Rosh Hashanah, which is 6th to the 8th this year, okay? I can't wait till next year, to be honest with you. So I went to have a look at everything that I can find on it, and the moon is only under her feet on the 11th. And I inquired of the Lord, and he gave me the next feast. I need to read up on the next feast from the study, okay? And that's how he leads me. It's never like ging, plug in. It's always read up on it. I'll give you this, okay? Oh man! And then I asked the Lord, why did I need to know this? We've got to question ourselves. Why do we need to know things? Am I doing it for self-gratification, or does he want me to do it? And he gave me, straight away, in bed that night, this was on the 2nd, so we're on the 3rd now. I think it was the day before, I think I got my dates wrong. Revelation 3:3, remember, therefore, how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent, and therefore thou shalt not, if thou shalt not watch, KJV, I will come up upon thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. And I've asked further questions, which I've not had an answer back on yet. But as a thief, now, we got to watch, or we not know the day or the hour in which I'll come upon you. Now, it was something that Laura said that made me think, that sort of put a piece together in the jigsaw puzzle. And Laura said to me, my sister on Discord, they won't be eating, drinking and marrying on a feast. They don't do that. And I thought, whoa, I never thought about that. But all feasts are important to Christians as well as the Jews. They're not just for the Jews. They're God's feasts and festivals, not Jews, not Christians. And we know that in Acts and all the way through the New Testament that they went and to the feasts. They went to the feasts. It was for them. It's for everyone. So feasts are important. Do not dismiss feasts. But why the gap? Now, I just want to share on screen. Can I do it with screen and camera? Yes. We have Rosh Hashanah in 2021 on September the 7th and the 8th, okay? And I thought, now thinking the next feast. So I went to the next feast is Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, the most solemn, holy day of the Jews. It's a day of recompense. It's a day of in prayer saying sorry, to who? Father. But doesn't start to the 16th. We have a gap. We have a gap. From the 8th to the 16th is a gap. Oh, and you're saying, what's the relevant of that? And then the next one after that, 21st, 22nd, is Feast of Tabernacles. Rosh Hashanah being Feast of Trumpets, which is booths, and Harvest Festival of Thanksgiving. Interesting. I'll elaborate more. This is just a series on this particular vision. But I'm going to go to Stellarium now and try and fill in the details, okay, of where we were. Now, I've done a bit of research on this because we need to know what's going on. So there's the moon. We're on the date of, I'll put it back to 7th, okay? No sign of the moon under her feet. It's in her hair. The sun's there, but it's in her hair. Now, this is going back to the Revelation 12 sign. And I say that because it's a key figure to what we did. There's something key with Revelation 12 sign in September 2017, okay? And I'll go back to that on Stellarium now. There was something key there. And then again, Laura and I brought up, I think Laura brought this one first in discernment, that the carrier in the Suez banked on it ditched itself at Piroth, where the Egyptians came out of Egypt and camped. Why the Israelites come out of, I get that wrong, come out of Egypt and camped Piroth. Now the Suez wasn't there at the time. That's not where they crossed the Red Sea, okay? They went further south and crossed the Red Sea. So just for clarity there. And that came up, and that was exactly 3.5 years from the first Revelation 12 sign in the sky. The first one, I say. Because here we are on Rosh Hashanah. Here we are just after Rosh Hashanah with the same sign. Okay? That was in Revelation 12. Virgo. And as we see it, when we're looking on the 7th and the 8th, the moon is not under her feet. It's not the Revelation 12 sign. When it becomes a Revelation 12 sign is when we go to the 11th, the moon under her feet. You go to Revelation 12, you'll see it written that the sun is in her clothes, okay? And the moon is under her feet. It's not there till the 11th. So I thought, well, that doesn't work. But I knew that I had to stay with this. And get me wrong, I thought, well, if Rosh Hashanah comes and goes, if Trumpets comes and goes and it doesn't go, we don't go, then I have to think of another Rosh Hashanah, because he didn't give me the day or the hour. He just gave me Rosh Hashanah. I don't know more than that. So I went on and looked, and this was my discovery. The feasts first, there's a gap between Rosh Hashanah and the next, okay? So that would be the 11th. So is that 11th Rapture? Interesting point. Let's have a look on further into what we've got going. So then I thought, well, okay, we know that the next one happened 2017, which is near 4 years ago now. And I've checked back on that, and that's the truth. When is the next one? And I can't wait for the next one. So I scrolled through to 21, 22, and I checked all the dates either side, okay? 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Not there just now, it's there. 30, not there on the 30. 2030. 31, 32 is the next time the moon is under a feet. Bear in mind the artwork was not in the originals, and the fact that they couldn't see in the day at this time the Virgo, because the sun was there. It's daylight, okay? And Israel is as from making this video, Israel is 5 o'clock, okay? So if it's 5 o'clock in Israel, they can't see Virgo, okay? And we can move it up and down, and this changes a little, but it doesn't change a lot. So the next one, if we miss this one, is 2032. I can't wait that long. So, but then I come across Brenda Waltner. Thank you, Brenda. I will, for putting up that last video you put up that's titled, if I get it wrong, Israel Wars and Aliens, something like that. Go to Brenda's and have a look, and I'll ask Brenda, can I show this video, because that's now also confirming 2 witnesses. Well, try about 3 witnesses, because I had a look at another channel, Lewis, I should remember these, who pointed the news out that China is warning the US in the next 90 days, that in the next 90 days from yesterday, they want all the documents referring to them releasing the, okay, I'll not say it, but it's not bad news. 90 days leads us to Trumpets. Give or take a day. Okay. If not, they're going to bring out a big stuff to say, don't come near us. Not threatening war, but it's inevitable because this. So there's 3 witnesses, a piece of news, Brenda's amazing, well to put together video. Do not snag any of them or any of us. I will ask Brenda, can I show it on this channel? I'll send her an email when I've recorded this and give you your opinion, because this is looking very, very intimate. So on the 11th, between festivals known that they don't eat, drink, marry or work in fields on feasts and festivals, the 11th is a very, very high watch, and I might use that as a title, and I will put this in a playlist. I'm not going to make them long videos, but just to recap, feasts, there isn't one on the 11th. The moon is in a feet, under a feet in the 11th. The next Revelation 12 sign in Virgo is 33. There is so, even if we looked at it from a practical view, it can't last, in my opinion, another decade, because the threats are too big. We know the wars in Iran and Iraq and Israel are all culminating to a big bang sooner or later. We know that China is now saying, back off, you know, about us releasing the fact that you publicise and we've released it deliberately, or else. We know that Russia is in, and China are in cahoots with Iran. We know that Iran are now massing weapons again. It wasn't a ceasefire, it was just a hold fire. Same thing. It was a rearm. We know that they're getting finance from everywhere to do so. We know that the Gog of Magog, let's get that right, multinations, is gathering against Israel. It's prophecy being fulfilled right before our eyes. This one is witnesses. Can I find any more on this subject? And the answer will be yes. We're lining up in our studies on the Berean Room in Discord. Please join us in Discord. There's a link in the description, and I will go into that. Please join us there. But the Berean Room is a group of people who do it in the spirit. Brenda has put it together from the Word. The news is putting it together all over the place. We're just seeing it everywhere. But brothers and sisters, I am so expectant for this Rosh Hashanah that I'm going to be brave and title it Rapture something. Okay? Do not hound the watchman. I don't do anything that rewrites the Bible. I'm very firm on that. I call it 7 years, and 7 years it is. Okay? 7 years tribulation. We don't know how far into seals we are, in reality, in our studies. Reality we do not know. If we know, we could tell you, couldn't we? But we know that the next one will probably be a big earthquake globally. We know Yellowstone Park is doing funny things at the moment. We know that the prep, and this would put us that we've 3 months to go. I really, really hope so, because I really want to go too. We are all watchmen and women. We are all brothers and sisters. Don't muzzle the ox of those. Barry, I watch. Brenda Waltner, I watch. I keep a close eye on you guys. Barry's got the 27th of June. Who knows? Who knows? We'll all be together in paradise. But join us, brothers and sisters, on Discord. I've got to say this at the end of the video because it's so important now, and I'm not making a big one. There is a link in the description that says Discord. Okay, the disciple server, and the link is Discord. Click on that, it'll ask you to download your own. And then you might have to go back and click on the link to get into this one. It'll bring you in here. They don't know because this is recorded, it isn't live. Normally they'd be getting welcomed here. And welcome Little Stone, who's just joined. It's full of rooms, baptism room, free Bibles. There's everything you want. There's 14 ministries in there operating, from deliverance to baptism. You can be baptized virtually. You run a bath, Victoria will baptize you. Contact Grace Girl Victoria. Divine healing studies, deliverance, healing through deliverance ministries. I don't want to forget Michael Middleton, book writer. Proceeds go to, he's got a room. Proceeds go to YWAM. Brother Frank, holistic medicine, will help you get away from big pharma. There's a holistic medicine room, and so many more. I don't want to make it a big one at the end of this video, but do join us. But brothers and sisters, don't muzzle the ox. Don't now hold back the watchman. Take it all under discernment. Find it out for yourself. Dig into the word. Inquire of the Lord. Become a spiritual, because you're born of the Spirit. Inquire of the Lord of a night, and watch out for an answer in the morning, or throughout the next day. He will answer you. If you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, and you believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you are saved. 1 Corinthians 15, 1-4, the gospel which we're supposed to preach and tell the world. You're saved. Not only if you die tomorrow will you be raised again in paradise, but you will be raised before the coming tribulations, Jacob's trouble. Okay, got to get that in every message, because that's what we're here to do, basically, brothers and sisters. Although we are to watch, as in Revelation 3:3. I'm going to leave you with that and say, may God bless you, keep you, make his face to shine upon you, and be gracious to you this day and always. See you on Discord. God bless.